It's the final. Longoria, Mejia, 1 seed against 10 seed. Welcome everybody to Chicago. Cold but bright sunny afternoon here just outside the city center. My name's Tim Baghurst, joined for this match by LPRT Commissioner TJ Bomba. TJ, Mejia's really put on a show this weekend. She deserves to be in the final. Can she win one more?
Absolutely. I mean, we know Amancio Mejia is a talented player. She caused some upsets this weekend. Mejia beat number 2 ranked player Maria Jose Vargas in the quarterfinals. That was a big match. Then she won again against Natalia Mendez in both in tiebreakers. So yeah, she had a tough trip here to the finals today, but well earned. Looks like Longoria won the serve. Is that supposed to be a joke? It's not funny. Quick side out. 0-0. Longoria is the reigning champ here in Chicago. She played Samantha Salas on this court in a tough final last season. But we're happy to be back here again at the Glass Court Swim and Fitness. Two quick side outs to start this match.
Wow. Nice shot from Mejia, a long rally. Normally, longer rallies favor Longoria, but we've talked about Mejia's control. She doesn't make many unforced errors. This time, she earns it.
And you saw it there. I mean, it's not the first time we saw that shot this weekend. Oh, skip ball by Longoria.
This is the start Mejia wanted. You saw the serve. Loose return from Longoria. Mejia didn't hit that pinch very cleanly. She got away with it.
Second serve. It's a second skip there for Longoria. 2-0.
She went through her usual routine. She's stretching in the back, as you can see. You know, maybe just a little tight. I mean, Mejia's already played in the Open final earlier today.
You know, I wouldn't question it this year early. I've seen Paula start down and come back so many times. So very early in the game, in the match for this. 0-2.
Oh my goodness, what a tough rally in the middle of the court. Really controlled for the most part by Longoria, pushing Mejia left, right, left, right. I think it's over. If Longoria keeps doing that, Mejia's going to get tired.
Second serve.
Mejia has been on the court a lot this weekend. She's in 3 finals today. This is the second.
Good get. Dig out of the back corner.
Soft hands.
And you know what? She didn't have to move for either one of those shots. Didn't do too much with it. It's just control.
Well, we'll have an appeal. Serve was called good. Longoria appealed to the line judges, who both disagreed with the official, so second serve coming up. Looks like Rodriguez is just going to give Longoria a warning for hitting the ball after the rally. It's an IRF rule which was adopted by the LPRT this year. You cannot strike the ball with vigor, I guess is the word, following a rally, primarily for the safety of players, but also trying to keep the match on pace. Mejia looking left. Longoria goes right. 2 serving 2.
Sneaky serve there by Longoria. Mejia was moving left, and Longoria hit that sharp Z serve to the right side.
Jam serve almost caught Mejia off. She was able to get back in the rally. She's so smooth, Mejia, and was able to get this side out. Back and forth start to this first game. Mejia kicks the ball into frustration as she walks to the back. Regrets hitting that serve. Side out Longoria.
Second serve. Oh, good pickup by Mejia.
Wow, what an effort.
Yes.
Speed.
2-3.
For most people, that would have been down, but look at how quickly Mejia covered, got to the front, and then did something positive with the ball. Not that time. Too good from Longoria.
3-2.
Went just a little lower. Ball rolls in off the front left corner.
Second serve.
Three-shot rally, just what Longoria wants. Wow. She makes it look very easy.
Yeah, that was a tough shot.
But I can't imagine the number of hours that Longoria's put in trying to execute these shots like that.
There's no question about that. This young lady works hard, and she works hard both on and off the court.
When you take a moment, watch the footwork of Mejia and Longoria, and you'll see a marked difference between them. Mejia tends to take bigger, longer strides to hit the ball. Longoria, smaller steps.
Quick, very quick, short steps for Longoria.
And I think that gives Longoria the advantage because she's able to get in the perfect position rather than a good position.
Rather than lunging for the ball.
Exactly. A little frustration for Mejia as she walks to the back of the court. Longoria is in complete control right now, 7-2. No timeout taken. (10-2). These two have played each other 6 times on the LPRT. Mejia has not beaten her on the tour. She's beaten her in Mexico.
Mexican Nationals.
Right, but not on tour. And in fact, last time was at the U.S. Open, where Longoria won 15-5, 15-6.
Okay. So, and I'm surprised. I mean, we talk about this a lot. It's 10-2, and there's not been a single timeout taken. The players each get 2 1-minute timeouts. I mean, and if I was Monse, just to regroup or stop the momentum, take a timeout.
I agree with you completely. And Longoria just, the first couple points, she didn't seem quite ready to go. Now she's moving really well, hitting excellent serves and executing.
She knows she has to play well against Monse. Monse's young and up and coming. She's a junior world champion over the last several years. This year she was aged out of juniors, but she has success. I mean, she's talented. She's up and coming. She's getting better and better. And the more time she spends on tour, the more you're going to see her in the finals.
Shake of the head from Mejia. She walks to the back of the court. She's frustrated. You can see it. She's just playing a little too high right now. And Longoria, 6 inches lower, it makes a huge difference. I want to say thanks to Pro Racquetball Stats for the statistics for these matches. Appreciate the effort that goes into those. Another 3-shot rally, and Mejia's talking to herself. That's better for Mejia. Let's see if it gives her some momentum.
2-12.
Oh, so we'll have an appeal from Longoria.
She's appealing that it was short.
Cheryl Godinez, a line judge, dramatically announces her decision. That was funny.
Second serve.
Another error for Mejia, and she looks back to her doubles partner, Herrera.
Second serve.
Mejia hits that one for a rollout, 2-12. Balls are coming back to the middle of the court, and
12-2.
Longoria is stepping in and hitting those confidently. She talked about, having some shoulder issues at the U.S. Open. It's great to see her here still competing, so I'm glad that she was able to resolve those issues. She's playing extremely well this weekend.
Yes. Yeah, I asked her right after the U.S. Open. I mean, she was concerned that really concerned that she was going to have shoulder surgery. But she was working with her doctor and a physical therapist. She had to take a couple weeks off after the U.S. Open and then back to physical therapy first, no court time, and then she was able to get ready for this event.
just putting so much pressure on with changing up the serve. I was thinking of that jam serve because Mejia takes those big steps, and it just with her quality serve, Longoria puts so much pressure on the receiver to hit a good return.
Right.
If it's not a good return, Longoria is too good, and it just becomes 3-shot rally over and over, and then the scoreline becomes 14-2. I still can't believe we've not had a timeout. And that's just flat. Look at that from Longoria. So just like that, 15-2. Mejia, she needs to do something else.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll take a little break. We'll be back for game 2 live in about 2 minutes.
Hey, have you met us? We are the Women's Senior Masters Racquetball Association. We are in our 4th decade of promoting racquetball as the sport of a lifetime. Who are our members? Women 35 to 100 who love to compete while having fun and making lasting friendships. Once a year in January, we have a tournament, banquet, and fundraiser. No more one and done. For top level or intermediate skills, we have all round robin events in 5-year age increments. Singles and doubles lovers will find their perfect division. Check us out online or enter today.
Please.
We're back in. Mejia lost the first heavy. TJ, Mejia lost 15 points in a row. It was 2-0.
Without calling a single timeout.
Holding the racket up, changing the emotion, the momentum. It was just very, very flat.
Yes.
There's a little fist pump. Longoria will appeal. I think she'll lose this appeal. No, she gets the second serve. Skip from Longoria. Okay, this is exactly how game 1 started. With
exactly
2-0.
2-0 lead. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Muncie changes. She was a little off. She left her. I think normally she's so good at pinching the ball, especially in the front of the court, and I just felt like she left a lot of those up for Paul to kill the first game. So we'll see if she a little more focused, maybe a little calmer this game.
Yeah, Mejia came off the court right below us, and was visibly unhappy with her performance and
Yeah, I mean,
frustrated.
yeah, we were talking too yesterday. She had 5 matches, 6 matches
At
yesterday.
least 5. How about that for a rollout? Yeah, 5 matches. And then on the court this morning for her open final, which Carla Munoz won. So more time on the court.
Right.
And you're facing a very fresh Paula Longoria.
Right. So Monse is for the LPRT. The rule is the top 6 ranked pros may not play the women's open division. Monse is ranked 10 right now. She's seeded 10 right now. That's a 10 rank. So she's still playing opens and trying to win some money, which she did. I saw 2 bounces. I thought my call was 2 bounces. Call wasn't feeling. Replay. 3-0.
So this is a situation where one disagrees, one says they didn't see, no call, and so it's a replay.
That's going to be a screen serve, so second serve coming up here. You know, Monse Mejia, I had a tough trail to get to this final today. She met Natalia Mendes, who was playing outstandingly all weekend long. They went tiebreaker in the semis. In the quarters, she met number 2 ranked player Maria Jose Vargas, who was a finalist at the U.S. Open, and won in a tiebreaker. That's my call. Do you want to appeal? My call is 3-0. My call is good shot from Monse.
Look at Paula. So one line judge agrees, one says no call. The call stands.
3-0.
It's basically 2.5 to 0 on the call sheet in terms of Longoria, and so it's kind of all that drama didn't change the line judges' minds.
Second serve. You know, I was just talking about Monse's journey here to the final. She already mentioned Natalia Maria Jose Vargas. She also played Nancy Enriquez. I mean, number 7 ranked player in the 16s. And in the round of 32, Monse had a match. She had to play young up-and-comer Valeria Centellas, which is also not an easy match. She's fought hard to get here this weekend.
Yeah, it was a really close match between Centellas and Mejia, and I think I finish this rally. Smart pass, Mejia. I mentioned this earlier in one of the streams. You know, keep an eye out for players like Rico from Mexico, Centellas from Bolivia. They will be figures on the LPRT for several years to come. Mejia with the touch shot. Longoria, I thought she was going to make it, just not quite. So much better start for Mejia. Has the lead. Sticking with this drive serve that can go left or right.
Wow, what a rally.
Crowd like it here. Mejia has great anticipation skills, and you see her sometimes moving before the player hits the ball.
Yes, she does.
Well, we talked about not taking a timeout in game 1 for Mejia. Longoria takes one. She's down 1-5, 5-1. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Yeah.
Timeout was taken by Longoria.
Obviously, a good use of a timeout by Longoria. She comes back in for a side out.
Second serve.
Perfect from Mejia.
5-2.
Seems to have found her range now in this second game.
Replay.
Replay hinder called off of that serve. It's a tough return. Longoria had to hit that from about shoulder high, but she hit a kill shot there.
Yeah, it is interesting that Mejia is going to Longoria's forehand a lot. And Asala sitting next to us watching on, she's in the doubles match with Longoria after this one. She hits a sliding drive serve to the right side that causes Longoria problems, but she stands much, much further over to the right side, so it kind of blocks the serve, whereas Mejia's more to the middle.
Yes, but I would say Salas serves that down the line drive on the right side to everybody.
No, yeah. And I would argue harder as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Second serve.
Well, he hits about the hardest on tour at this point.
Two five. Second serve.
There's that pinch.
And frustration from Longoria. 482 matches she's played on the LPRT.
Wow, that's a lot.
482. Mejia, 51.
It's a big
Huge difference.
It's a big difference in experience.
Second serve.
Mejia, yeah, she's really attacking. She wants an encroachment. Well, go ahead and appeal. She will. I think she'll lose this one. One agrees, one disagrees. So call stands. Players get 3 used appeals in this match. No screen serve called.
Pinch again into that left corner.
5-2.
It's a reverse pinch. Opposite corner, she's hitting it with her forehand, and she's hitting it very well.
Mejia standing on the left side, trying to slide one into the right. Longoria very animated in this second game, and it's pretty unusual to see her shouting at herself.
But again, Longoria knows. I mean, number one, she has lost, not a lot, but she has lost to Mejia. She knows Mejia is capable. Mejia is a tough player. Again, she keeps getting better and better.
We'll have an appeal.
I do not see that as a hinder. Monster appealing.
I think she'll lose this one. Win this one. Well, Mejia shouldn't be speaking to the line judge.
2-5.
So call stands. One disagrees, one agrees, and I think Mejia was just clarifying that the
Which
what
call?
appeal, right? Mejia moving so much better in the second game.
She's in it now.
But
She's all in.
Look at that primal scream from Longoria.
3-5.
Great get from Mejia, but look at how Longoria steps in and hits that forehand winner.
Pinch left corner again. I couldn't see the
5-3.
ball, but apparently it was good.
Mejia moving around the box a lot. Here she goes back to the right side. But it's not a good serve.
No, that one was
3-5.
up and obviously off the back wall, set up for Longoria.
You're playing the world number one. You really have to put pressure on her when you're serving. You execute your serves. Easier said than done sitting here, of course.
Yes.
But Mejia is capable. Excellent serve from Longoria. Too good.
Again, a good time for a timeout from Monte.
4-5.
Back in it.
Well, you can see her talking to herself.
Oh,
5-5.
you don't see that off. You don't see Mejia falling backwards to hit a shot often. Usually her feet are set. She shoots very similar. Alexander Herrera sets her feet. Adriana Riveros, the big shooters on tour, the consistent shooters on tour, tend to set their feet when they swing.
Punto. Point. 6-5.
So Longoria takes the lead. Let's not forget when she took the timeout. She was down 1-5. She took the timeout, 5 points in a row for the world number one.
Pinch.
Well, you could see the body language from Longoria. She's just not happy. But I wonder what's going on here.
Timeout.
She's taking a timeout.
Something happened. I don't know if it's her knee or.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Longoria is taking some time with an injury timeout, just checking out how her knee feels. I just want to shout out to Jeff Peters, tournament director here, and part of a fantastic group of people who ran this event for the LPRT. Jeff, thank you for everything.
We're thrilled to have the LPRT in town. It looks like Longoria is going to be okay and get going. We want to make sure that we thank the Glass Court Swim and Fitness Club, President Joe DeArmas and Dan Jaskier, the president and general manager of the club. He's really been the driving force behind this, along with Cheryl Kirk and Doug Halverson, who really run the operations here day to day. So great job from everybody to stay on time. We scheduled matches till midnight last night, and we got off the courts at midnight last night. So we're pretty happy about that. We're going to have a presentation right after this match for a longtime racquetball player here in Illinois, a guy named Dave Bacher. And we have a Bacher Strong fundraising effort that's been going on all weekend with a silent auction and with a pro-am. We had 16 LPTR pros support us in the Pro-Am on Thursday night. And we want to make sure that we thank a lot of those sponsors who have helped us. So I will bore everybody after when we have our next break with a list of names. I apologize for doing that, but you'll know some people who are on that list as we're back into action here. Longoria seems to be moving pretty well, despite that timeout where she was favoring that left leg or left knee. So we'll watch that as we.
Right. We'll see as the match goes on what happens here. Ooh. To say Monte Mejia left that up would be an understatement. I don't know what she was going for, but those are just not mistakes you can make playing against the #1 world ranked player. A serve.
And she's staying low on that drive. I'm watching that leg, and she doesn't seem to be favoring it at all right now.
Touch shots also by Longoria. She certainly has every shot in the book.
I'm expecting her to play offense on almost every shot right now.
And Monte Mejia has yet to take a timeout in this game, in this match, actually. Yep. Timeout.
That's
just
four unreturnable shots in a row.
Yeah, 4. I mean, stop the momentum, stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
Timeout. Get a drink of water, something. Just.
That's the first defensive shot that Longoria's actually hit since the timeout.
So there's an appeal here.
The serve was good. Monte's appealing that it was short. Point.
A lot of disputes on the line calls. We haven't had a unanimous decision, I think, in this game.
I don't think they've agreed one time.
Second serve.
And all of a sudden, we're at 12-6, right?
12 serving 6. This is game 2 if you missed that first game. Yeah, Longoria kind of ran away with it. Yeah, I know Monte's tired. Monte Mejia is tired. She's had a lot of tough matches already this weekend. She also played the Women's Open and was in the final already this morning. I mean, and it may be, she's a young player, maybe a lesson to her that maybe in the pro events she doesn't play an amateur event because she certainly has the ability to make it to a final.
She also has the ability for her ranking to preclude her from actually being able to play in the amateur events quickly.
Not yet.
Quickly.
Not yet. But and there we have a timeout.
So a couple of people to thank for the Bacher Strong Pro-Am, the sponsors that made that possible with the 16 LPRT players, and thank you again to the LPRT, Liz Molitor, Bob Morrison, Cheryl Kirk and Kit Lawson, Joe and Kathy DeArmas, Eric Battaglia, Tom Utterback, John O'Donnell Jr., and a big shout out and happy 90th birthday to John O'Donnell Jr., an ISRA Hall of Fame member down in Champaign, Illinois, Joe Silius, George and Linda Pappas, Tony Cosmano from Anthony's Pizza here in Chicago, Laurel Davis, our former president of the State Association, Paul Jepson, Bob Randazzo, Dave Singer, who worked the tournament desk for us all day Friday, 12 to 12, Jake Ryan of Empire Carpet, and Jeff Heekin. And then we got a bunch of additional donations from Andy Berry and Tom and Dolores Lamberson, Eric Riemann, Jeff and Pam Grace, Chris Yvonne and Terry Graham, who were here last night, Billy Lyman, Hall of Famer as well, Barb Vagadas, Greg Benjamin, Doug and Michelle Halverson, Antonio Ortiz, and Platt Hill, who's also our presenting sponsor of the tournament, all stepped up to support this event, along with the Amarillo Sod Poodles, which is a AA team in Amarillo, Texas, that Dave Bacher's son, Lake, plays for us. And I think he was an all-star this year in AA ball and has aspirations to make the major leagues with his 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He's actually here today, and we're going to do a check presentation to the Bacher family right after this game, right after this match is finished.
Fantastic. And just the perfect time, Jeff. We're back in here after a timeout, game 2. So, that's the first timeout Monte Mejia has taken this entire match. She takes a timeout, she comes back in, and she gets the side out. Although skip ball by Longoria, it's still a side out.
Yeah, I see the eye of the tiger right now in Longoria. She wants this over as quickly as possible.
Oh, sure. I mean, that's all her matches are very efficient like that. Or she would prefer them to be very efficient.
I just think the first half of this game, she was hitting a lot of ceiling balls and a lot of defensive shots, and we haven't seen that since she was trying to shake off that injury back about 12 points ago. Everything's offense.
And that'll do it. That's match. The title of our Chicago event now goes to Paola Longoria, the reigning champion. Stay tuned. We'll be back here live after a check presentation with the with Bacher Strong.
We're going to do the Bacher Strong check presentation.
Yeah, and then
right now.
We've got one more match on this court with our pro doubles final. These two will face off against each other again. Paola Longoria and Samantha Salas will play against Monte Mejia and Alexandra Herrera, the current U.S. Open champions. That'll be also a good match. So stay tuned. Just for a second, we'll do our check presentation.
Welcome back, everyone. We're live at the LPRT Turkey Shoot Open here at the Glass Court in Lombard. We want to do a quick check presentation to one of our longtime players here in Illinois. So on camera right now, from right to left, we have Lake Bacher, Lisa Bacher, and Dave Bacher, a.k.a. the Bacher family. Okay, Dan Jaskier, the president and general manager of the Glass Court Club. Platt Hill, the presenting sponsor of our tournament this weekend. Cheryl Kirk, our operations director. I think everyone in racquetball actually knows who Cheryl Kirk is. And Doug Halverson, who's trying to comment because he thinks he's on the microphone, but he isn't. Who's here, who runs the show for us here at Glass Court. And we've actually had a big fundraiser this weekend where we had the 16 LPRT pros on Thursday night, not the normal 8, but 16 players on the court with amateur players who all contributed to what we call Bacher Strong in support of Dave and his fight and the family's fight with cancer. So we raised a bunch of money. We had a silent auction all weekend. And Danny is going to present him a check for $7,100 on behalf of the Glass Court and all of us in racquetball for their family. So we just wanted to make sure we did that on camera for everybody, and we appreciate everything that everyone does. So thank you very much, everyone, and we're happy to be part of this. We'll be back shortly with the LPRT doubles final, and Dave and Lisa and Blake are staying to watch. So we're glad to have them with us. Thank you, everyone.